We are live on the University of Alabama campus right here on the front steps of Reese Pfeiffer Hall, our home on the UA campus. And joining me now is a man who knows more about Alabama football than just about anybody else I can think of, WVUA Sports Director Gary Harris. Gary, thanks a bunch, buddy.
This place is alive.
Absolutely.
I mean, you forget every year because we go through the spring and the summer and what happens to this campus on the eve of a football game, particularly the first football game. So, yeah, I think everybody, as we've talked about the last few weeks, is excited to play a game.
It's time.
Fans, players, coaches. This has been a long, hot training camp for Alabama. They're always that way, but it seems like this year in particular, it's just taken forever to get here. There's been so many days that the heat was just brutal. They moved inside. Thankfully, they've got an air-conditioned indoor facility, but they're ready to play a game. They're taking on Kent State, 0-21 all-time against ranked teams, has never defeated an SEC team. Alabama's a 38-point favorite. So even though it's a first game, I think the only thing that you could even question about Alabama as to whether or not they're going to win the football game, but how they play could be the fact that they got Penn State next week in Happy Valley. So as crazy as it may sound, I think it's a little bit dangerous, the fact that Alabama could be looking ahead just a little bit and taking this game for granted. Kent State plays in the Mid-American Conference. It's Nick Saban's alma mater, so that has special significance. And, of course, obviously they're going to honor their first responders and will remember the tornado victims and so forth. So it'll be a special game in a lot of ways. But on the football field, Alabama's clearly the dominant team.
So the Tide shouldn't have much of any kind of a problem tomorrow with Kent State. This should be one that if Alabama isn't up by maybe 17, 21 points at halftime, maybe there's a problem.
Yeah, if it's still a game midway through the third quarter, I think everybody will be surprised. Having said that, Kent State has a new coach. Darrell Hazel comes from Ohio State, great program where he was an assistant, so he's used to big-time football. He's brought a lot of enthusiasm. They were 10th in the country last year in total defense, so defensively they're pretty good. They got a lot of starters back on both sides of the ball, so they'll come in here early in the game, I think, and play hard and play pretty well. But, yes, surely by the mid part of the late third quarter, Alabama should have this one in hand.
Absolutely, and I guess this will be one of those games, too, where ideally by halftime you want to be able to bring out your third string and get everybody the opportunity to play.
Well, I do think they want to play a lot of players. Having said that, I think because they're breaking in two new quarterbacks, new left tackle, Barrett Jones is moving over from right guard, I think they're probably going to let them play the starters play quite a bit just to build some continuity because, again, that next week you go to Penn State. So I think they'll play a lot of people in by the fourth quarter, but I think the starters will probably stay in there, through the latter part of the third quarter just to build some rhythm for the season going forward.
All right, and real quickly, we don't want to leave out high school football. We don't have a whole lot of time left, but real quick, what are you looking at tonight?
Yeah, we got a ton. At 6 o'clock, we've got our Team of the Week. Of course, 10:35 tonight, Football Friday. I think we got about 12 games we'll have highlights from. Of course, much more on Alabama. It's just a jam-packed. It is a Football Friday. There's no doubt about it. We've got it covered.
All right, super. Gary, thanks so much for taking time to be with us today. Folks at home, don't forget you can get your game day started bright and early right here on WVUA TV. Join Gary Harris and John Holston for Crimson Tide Kickoff. Presented by Alpha Insurance. The show starts this Saturday at 8 a.m.